on the weather competition this morning. Didn't kind of think it was going to get as high as 23, but it did. It's Tuesday, August the 22nd, right here at Galaxy, and tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy. I'm just trying to get this
Top one.
the top, well, this one will do. What do you reckon? Try that, give it a share.
Yep.
Break in there, bingo. Okay, new devices, you know what I mean, learning to live with the with these things, because they seem to be necessary just to be a pain and annoy the living heck out of you. Here we go again, it's doing that thing again. Don't know how that worked, but hasn't done it before. So, moving on anyway, welcome to Galaxy. It's nice to have you on board, and for everybody on Facebook Live, so very, very happy to have you this morning. I really, really am. If you're a first-time viewer, tell you what, why not do this? Why not sub, thumb, bell? Bingo. Bell notifications when we do have important people, much like Jennifer Alvarado coming out of, well, would you believe it? Yes, North Carolina. I think that's the new mecca for music out of the United States right now, is North Carolina, I really do. She's joining us right after this. Sub, why not subscribe? Become part of the family. We here at Galaxy call it the noise, literally, because it is getting louder and louder every day. We hear you. We really do. And believe me, we understand, and we try to assimilate as much as possible. We really, really do. Having said that, you know what to do with the thummy thing, right? Get epileptic with it. Go on, like us, love us, all that sort of stuff. It all shows up, and, well, absolutely love that idea too. In the meantime, let's kick it off. Here is Jennifer Alvarado and Catfish. Are you all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Grant, just call me Grant.
Oh.
Okay, believe me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to call you something like Minister.
Oh.
Love that. By the way, how long have you been performing?
Well, off and on since I was about 4 or 5.
4 or 5? What, you were a late bloomer?
Yes, exactly. Yes. I really did not start doing a lot of stuff until probably middle school. So, probably, I guess age 10 to 13 was when I really started doing stuff. And then I kind of took a break from it.
Okay.
And it wasn't until my 20s that I really started pursuing music. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I got to ask you, how the heck do you know the White House?
So Chris and the White House were on ISR, so Indie Star Radio, and we both were on the countdowns, both in the chat rooms, and he called me one day and was like, "Hey, you want to do a song?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So that's nice.
Well, have you ever met Pixomatic?
I've never met him in person. I mean, we've talked quite a bit and, done video calls and all that kind of stuff, but no, I've never met him in person.
Okay, if you ever do, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Okay.
Good stuff. Love it, love it. We've still got about a minute
Hey, Tim.
10 to go.
Hey, Tim.
Let me see who's on here,
Oh,
because
he's
I'm
punching
pushing, I
my
can't see it
phone.
that way. I am. I'm absolutely stealing it off you. Tim Steinreich is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Tim. Anita is joining us from the band Awake. We just did an interview with another person, her engineer, of course, Rob, from the band The 23s, just minutes ago. Jill Fye. Hiya, Jill. Nice to have you on board, and love to Kevin for us, won't you?
Alice Walker.
Alice Walker's on board, and Mark Williddle.
He's coming up
He's
for
coming
an
up
interview.
for an interview on the very near. Anyway, let's do this. Hello, and let's just turn that down a little bit. It's a little loud, I got to be honest with you. Jennifer Alvarado is joining us today from Vail, North Carolina. Now, I think North Carolina literally is becoming very, very quickly the new mecca for music, and believe me, nothing against Nashville, but we know everybody from, and I mean literally everybody, all throughout North Carolina, right down through to Charlotte and places like that. And there is such a varied and talented group of people coming out of that region, really. Today, I got to welcome along, of course, Jennifer Alvarado. Nice to have you on board. Welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you, Jennifer. And, you know, before we went live to the desk, I did ask you how long you've been singing. And for me, as an engineer, I listen to music not as a fan would listen to it, but I listen to it as an engineer. I break it down, try and work it out. And there was an absolute reason why I asked you how long you've been singing, because for me, you sound very, very comfortable singing.
I would say I'm somewhat comfortable. I mean, I definitely have gone through periods of time where, like, people would say that they didn't like certain aspects of my voice or something like that, and so I struggled with that, and then I sort of got past that and was sort of like, you know what, this is my voice, like, take it or leave it, like, either you're gonna hate it or you're gonna love it, so here you go. But yeah, you definitely, I think you have to get past that and get through that, and get past trying to be somebody else. Because especially when you're growing up, you sort of learn, or at least I learned to sing by sort of mimicking other people and listening to other people, and so that was something I had to get through and work through.
Well, I got to let you know, we absolutely love playing your music here at Galaxy. Now, we opened up with Catfish. Tell me a little bit about the lyrics of that.
So that song was actually in my trash pile for a really long time. I had written it kind of just as a joke. I was working on kind of coming out of a slump as far as writing goes. And I wrote that one sort of based around the idea of both fishing, but also just the pop culture show Catfish that came on MTV, and just the idea of this liar who's going around and just pulling lines on everybody and all of that. So yeah, for a long time that song just kind of sat there, and my producer heard it and was like, why don't we do something with this? And so I said, okay, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'll let you know, Jennifer, literally here, we play it. You've got 1,257 requests for it at the moment, and it's climbing. Believe me, it's going to go through the roof. It really, really is. Now, I do have a young lady coming out of Christchurch in the South Island here in New Zealand. Her name is Tracy, and she's saying, Jennifer, as a fan, and believe me, everybody asks this, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yes. So I try to. As long as I don't think that it's something that's like creepy or something like that. But if it's somebody that's like, hey, just want to talk to you, whatever, yeah, I usually respond. But yeah, you can either email me on my website. My emails are all on my social media, but you can either get in touch with me on there, on jenniferalvarado.com, or you can reach out on social media. Pretty much all of my names are Jennifer Alvarado Music. So Facebook, Instagram, all of that is Jennifer Alvarado Music.
You know, Jennifer, absolutely love everything you've been doing so far. Now, got to welcome along Cheryl Arnold. Nice to have you back with us, Cheryl. It really, really is. Nicole Danielle is with us as well. And Sean Adams. Nice to have you on board, Sean. It really, really is. Now, I got to ask you, you break things? Really?
I am an incredibly clumsy human. Yeah, so break things, I actually wrote that after I plowed through our garage door for the second time in like a 2-week span. And my husband was just sort of like, what is wrong with you? And I just told him, you knew this. Like, you knew I break things when you married me. And so I came in and wrote the song.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. Believe me, if I'd done that, I'd be in the divorce courts after the first time. But, you know, so bless your husband for that one. Terry Bancannon coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina, is watching right now. Nice to have you on board, Terry. It really, really is. Oh, by the way, Jennifer, if you ever need a slide steel master, Terry Bancannon is the man. He really, really is. So, yeah, believe me. Just about an hour or so away, apparently, down the road, it's like going down to get some coffee. Here is Jennifer Alvarado, joining us live at Galaxy with I Break Things. How you feeling, Jennifer? You okay?
I'm good.
Nice. Oh, believe me, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. If you need a psychiatrist at the end of this, because it may be like no other interview you've ever done before, we do actually have one that makes Skype calls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she comes out of New Jersey.
We're good.
Okay, well, fair enough too. Maybe the husband might need one. You never know. I know a person. Let's put it like that. What on earth caused you to do that twice?
Well, I get reckless. Like, I just sort of, I came in very, very hot into the driveway, and I didn't slow down fast enough, and I sort of just kind of bounced off the side of the door. Yeah.
Oh dear. Barbara drives fast, but at least she hasn't scratched her car. That's one thing.
Yeah, I pulled the garage door on top of it, so I can't say that.
Oh, okay.
Second time.
Insurance. Yeah, Barbara lives on a farm, you see, and you know, one of these days I'm going to find something like a sheep standing on the top of her roof or something like that.
If possible, we have cows that get out all the
Or
time.
lambs.
So
Yeah.
I'll be driving.
I've got lambs at the
There's
moment.
a cow.
You don't want one of those standing on your roof of your car, though.
Oh, no.
Dear. Wayne Spring is watching. Nice to have Wayne on board as well. Really, really is. By the way, today I am apparently we're doing a day drinking thing. It's the Woodburn Red.
Going day drinking.
We're going day drinking. Whatever. I don't drink.
Oh, you can have fun later then.
Yeah, well, I don't drink.
Poor us.
What is it? Raspberry and Coke at the pub. That's the best I do, honestly. Really. We don't drink though, do we, Barbara?
No.
Barbara's not my wife, by the way. My voice in my head is my wife.
Okay.
She gets paid for it too, being a voice in my head.
Things take control. Set you out and then you go. Before you sit down, you should know
Nicole, coming out of Charlotte in North Carolina, is asking you, Jennifer, did you disclose this before you got married?
Oh, he knew. I mean, we dated for 7 years. So, I mean, he knew I was spastic and that I probably was going to destroy something. So, yeah, he was aware.
Okay, fair enough too. That's getting a little loud again now. Shauna is coming out of Ontario. She's asking, do you have merch? Can I go to a website and purchase koozies and shirts and caps and stuff like that?
So I do have a website, and yes, there is a merch section. Right now, I have some stickers, and I have my CDs. I am working on the koozies and stuff like that, so tell her, like, if there's something specific that you really are thinking about or that you really want to see, email me through the website and just say, hey, it would be really cool if you had this, because I'm always open for ideas. And yeah, I'm in the midst of designing some different things because I want it to be different. I don't want it to necessarily just be a shirt with my name or my face on it. That seems weird to me, for me. So I want it to have a particular meaning when I release it.
Very, very cool. Believe me, I get it. I really do. Terry Williams is watching as well. Nice to have you on board, Terry. It really, really is. Now, I've got to ask you, over the years that you've been doing this, obviously the pandemic era was an issue for getting on stage and stuff like that. So right now, are you back on stage? Are you doing festivals? Are you doing gigs again?
Oh yeah. I usually play out 4 to 5 times a week. Depending on what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm all over the place right now. Honestly, I think because I did have that period of time where I wasn't playing out, I don't know if I'm making up for lost time or I'm just insane. It might be a combination. But yeah, I'm touring quite extensively right now, which, I mean, I love it. I love going different places. I love meeting people. So yeah, I plan to keep doing that. I am gonna probably the second week of December, I'm going to slowly kind of take a break a couple weeks until the new year. But yeah, right now I'm going as hard as I can with it.
Very, very cool. Now, tell me about trigger warning. I mean, after you break things, maybe I do need a trigger warning. What's going on here?
So, trigger warning also is one of those pop culture things. If you're on social media at all, you've probably come across a post that says TW or something like that. That basically is a trigger warning that the post may cause some kind of emotional distress. And I started thinking just about people I've met in my life and stuff like that, and what would have happened had there just been like a TW across their forehead to let me know that this is probably going to be rocky. This is probably going to be emotionally destructive to you. And so that's really where the concept came from. I didn't want to make it, I didn't want it to be like a tongue-in-cheek making fun of it. I wanted it to really be about somebody who was a friend that, like, they seemed to pull the worst out of me. And it wasn't intentional. It just was. It was what it was. And sometimes you have that in life, and it makes you stronger, but at the same time, if you had had that warning, what would you have done? Would you have kind of just gone by and not dealt with that person?
Well, I got to let you know, Jennifer, 2,156 requests so far for it and climbing. So I really must give you a TW on this whole interview. All right, here's Jennifer Alvarado and trigger warning. How you feeling, Jennifer? You okay?
I'm good.
Nice, nice. I ask everybody this, so I'm going to ask you as well. You're not a vegan by any chance, are you?
Vegan now.
You're a meatologist like me?
Yes, pretty much. I don't eat anything messy. I know that sounds weird. So I don't like anything with a bone, so like ribs or wings and stuff like that. I don't really like it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm from the South. We're meat and potatoes down here, so.
Nice, nice. Look, the reason why I ask, and I've been researching this for a number of years now, and I still can't get an answer, literally is, have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. I'm trying to figure out whether they're made of real vegans or not. Well, you know, hey, Girl Guide biscuits aren't made of real Girl Guides, and that really upset me. You know?
Well.
Yeah. And I'm being blacklisted by Johnson & Johnson, you know the product, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
The company.
Yeah, well, I got one of their managers, one of the hierarchy on the interwebby thing, and I asked just a simple question, and believe me, they won't return my calls, my texts, my emails, nothing anymore. All I said was, all right, how many babies goes in a bottle?
He's a bad boy.
I don't know why they wouldn't answer that.
Yeah,
That is
well, I mean, it does say it on the cover, doesn't it? Baby oil. How many babies do you reduce down to make a bottle? Simple question, right? Told you might need a psychologist at the end of this. Really. Believe me, she's got it. No worries. Are you a thinker? Are you somebody who likes to think out of the box?
I am very analytical. I think because I was a paralegal for years, I'm very analytical. I wouldn't say that I necessarily, for a long time, I sort of was black and white with the way I was thinking.
Okay.
I think the more I've been in the creative industry, you become more out of the box. I mean, you have to. It's one of those, like, you've got to be flexible or you're going to get run over or something. So, yeah.
Actually, we have a scientist watching right now. Oh, he might be able to answer this one. The reason why I ask that is man can measure the speed of light, right? Yeah, so how fast is darkness?
Okay, Mark, tell us. Mark?
There you go, Mark. Question for you, sir. Mark Leno. Chris Andreas is joining us. Rich Cross is joining us as well. Nice to have you guys on board. It really, really is. Believe me, I've got a million of them. I used to be a stand-up comedian once upon a time. Now I sit down and do it. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're in Vail, North Carolina, and talking to Jennifer Alvarado. I love the name Alvarado. Believe me, it absolutely rolls off the tongue like a superstar should. It really, really does. Now, Jennifer, I got to let you know, we broadcast to every English country in the world and every English-speaking country in the world, literally, and some that aren't, which really I don't know how that works out, but I'll take it anyway, you know what I mean? So when we play your music, we get told how much we like your music around the world by they get in touch with us and request you for the breakfast show. Literally, that's how the breakfast show is structured. And tomorrow, 100% Galaxy artists from start to finish. You're going to feature in there at least a couple of times. I can foresee it already because you've already become quite a feature on my breakfast show. Now, I want to know how the heck you managed to do that.
I don't know, because of them, because they're great and they're awesome and y'all are awesome. Like, I appreciate that more than anything. I think as an artist, so much of what I create is because I need it, if that makes sense. Like, it's me telling my own stories, and I think the biggest goal that I've ever had is I want to create music that other people can relate to, and hopefully that they don't feel alone, that whatever the situation is, that maybe they can either listen to my situation and realize, like, hey, other people are going through it, or at least get some strength from it, or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's what I loved about artists growing up, was I got strength from other people's words and other people's stories. And so that is my biggest hope with my music, is that I can do the same thing. So the fact that people are relating to it, that's awesome. Like, that makes me so happy.
You know, I can see you becoming an influencer in no time at all. I really, really can. Now, having said that, I got to ask you, we've, kind of come through the pandemic era, but through that period of time, were you recording more, were you writing more, and is there new work coming out in the very near future?
Yes to all of that. So during the pandemic, so I actually was full-time worship, and so I was in the church. And then when the pandemic hit, of course, things changed, and a lot of time I was home. And the pandemic, as awful as it was also kind of a blessing in a way, because it forced me to get out of my comfort zone of what I was doing and start releasing the pop stuff, because I had been so afraid of releasing that and actually doing this on my own. So it forced me to make a move and do something. So I honestly feel like it was a blessing for me personally. And of course, there was hardship involved with that. But also during that time, because there was transitions happening in life, yes, I wrote a lot. It's how I processed. It's what the entire Songbird album was basically me processing everything going on in my life and trying to move forward with things that had happened, and rebuild from things that had happened. And so, yes, very much so, I was writing during that period of time, and still have a lot of songs that didn't get recorded, just didn't fit the project. And so I am going back in the studio. I'm actually going tomorrow to work on a Christmas EP that I started at the end of last year. And then also we're starting a whole brand new set of songs for another country album. So, yes.
Well, Jennifer, first of all, I hope you get to pass on your Christmas album to us. We do about 4 days continuous Christmas music, okay?
Awesome.
So we would love to be able to get you in there as well. And I don't think there is enough indie artists from around the world doing Christmas music. We need more. Please give it to us. So please, Jennifer, I'm begging you for that. Secondly, I would love you to come back again. Now, Rosalie, coming out of Brisbane in Australia, is asking, I'm a young artist. What's the one piece of advice you'd give me to put me in the successful realm like yourself?
Be true to who you are. It is very easy to see other people's success and to see how other people are having success and think that you've got to do this in order to get here. And that's just not the case. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. And honestly, I have learned over time that it's your weaknesses and the things that you perceive to be flaws that actually are relatable to somebody else, and actually what is going to help you get your music out there and be true to who you are. So never think that you have to be a copycat of somebody else. There's already so many artists out there. Don't try to be like them. You can take little bits and pieces, but still be who you are and have your unique sound and have your unique way of doing things, because that's what people need. They need the real you, not a copycat of somebody else.
Very, very cool. Believe me, I usually say be a dreamer. Follow your dreams. Be the person you want to be. And I'm sure if you practice, you'll get there. I really, really do believe that. Never give up and don't ever believe everybody else. Keep following your goals. Literally, do that. Now, Jennifer, when you hit the car with the house, you know, I think it's car abuse, really, but never mind. Did you go in and say, honey, something's up?
No, not in that situation. Simply because that song is not necessarily about that. Something's Up is a song that basically I think women definitely, like, I know men have it too, but definitely women, they have that sense of like when something's not quite right and you can't put your finger on it, and it's like, no, yeah, 2 and 2 need to be 4, like this is not adding up to be correct, and what you're telling me is not working out. And so that is what Something's Up is about. It's about a situation of, and honestly, this song in particular, even though it's a relationship type song and it sounds like that, it's actually built around a job that I had. And basically I was being promised a lot of things and told a lot of things, and what was actually panning out looked nothing like it. So it really was a something's up, like this isn't working.
I get it, I really do. And at 2,411 requests so far, well, ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Alvarado coming out of North Carolina, and Something's Up. How you feeling, Jennifer? You okay?
I'm good.
Nice, nice. You never know, you might need a stiff drink at the end of this. Now, at the end of this, please don't go anywhere, because the staff are going. There's about 5 people in here at the moment, okay, and a couple in the fishbowl and stuff like that. We have engineers, we have a producer who's sitting here staring at me, looking ready to throw something heavy at me. You know what I mean? By the way, how many countries are tuned in right now? 159 countries tuned in right now.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Okay.
How many cities? 2,214 cities around the world are tuned in.
Awesome.
Not bad, not bad. The number you want is the one at the end of this, when I tell you how many devices or how many people on devices were listening to it on the radio, okay? That one will surprise you, I promise.
Okay.
Well, it surprises me every time. It really does.
That's good.
Well, when we first started doing this, Barbara and I, we were happy if we had 10 people tune in, okay?
Yeah.
With the amount of cities and countries tuned in, you'll be surprised how many people actually are listening. You're a superstar and people love your music.
Awesome. I'm glad to go like it. Honestly, I was just glad you wanted to play it. So.
Well, let's put it this way. Barbara gets about 200 bands a day wanting to do the promotions, the interviews, everything like that.
Yeah.
You've got to be vicious. You really do. So we only take the best of the best of the best. And then
I gotcha.
we only have a certain amount of time in a week to be able to do these, right?
Yeah.
Barbara whittles it down, and then she takes it to production, and Barbara whittle it down a bit more, because it's got to go through a board. Any board meeting could be 12, could be 8 people, but believe me, their only interest is our image, and we have a pretty good image, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
It's got to go tick all those boxes. Then it comes to me and a USB kind of device that I Bluetooth in my car. Now, the reason why I do that is for 2 reasons, actually. First reason is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. Right?
I gotcha. Okay.
The second reason is, and this is absolutely honest, nobody else wants to drive with me.
Nobody wants to drive with me either. I don't understand.
No.
Yeah, well, you know, you attack your car with houses, but, I mean, I get it. I understand. Anyway, let's get on here. We have Rock This Way up next, okay, my dear, and believe me, I love this track, I really do. I play it in my car. That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm very, very humbled to meet Jennifer Alvarado, coming out of Vail in North Carolina. Got to welcome along Stephen John Ireland is watching as well. Rob Cohen, we just did an interview with Rob coming out of the UK, and believe me, absolutely love the band, the 23s as well. Louis Annoyed is watching as well. Nice to have you on board, Louis. It really, really is. Now, today, believe me, I've been wanting to discuss this particular track for a little while, but I've got to ask you first, Jennifer, with having new music coming out in the very near future, can you foresee, actually, can you bring yourself to come back and put yourself through this torture again?
Yes, yes. This is the best type of torture.
we would love to be able to continue having a relationship with you and following you through your career and everything like that, if you would allow us to be able to promote you. As I said, you ticked all of the boxes, and we would love to be able to get behind you and promote you as much as possible. Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist Facebook page?
I have been on there, but as far as familiar of what happens, no.
Well, let me tell you this. Use it, use it, use it, use it, use it. Did I mention use it? Please, because believe me, the amount of people that go and have a look in there, and it's all about promoting you. You know what I mean? If you're coming up with a new song, a new video, a new label, if you're going to the opening with Shoebox, I really don't care. Just use it, because it's about getting you out there as many times as possible. The more times people see you, the more they get to know you, the more they want to know about you, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Very.
Gotcha. I will definitely. I honestly, it's my humble. Just the fact that y'all would let me come on and you want to get behind my music, that is awesome. So thank you.
Well, I do have a couple of more things that I'm going to ask you before we rock this way. Believe me, the first thing I want to ask you is, would you, the next time you're near a recordable 58, how about doing some voice drops for me, saying, hi, it's Jennifer Alvarado, you know, and you can hear me on Galaxy, all that sort of stuff. We would love to be able to get that out there. Again, the more times people hear your voice, get to know your name, they want to go and find out more about you. It's about promoting you that way as well. And after we finish up here, I'd like to talk to you about putting you, yep, okay, sweet, I've just been given the nod by the boss as well, by getting you into a magazine that we have associations with coming out of India, and believe me, this has been touted by critics as possibly the next Rolling Stone magazine. It is that good, and we really only take the cherry from the best of the best and put that in that magazine. Would you be interested in Barbara passing that information on to you and on to the magazine?
Yes, sir. I'd be honored. Thank you.
Grant, please, it's Grant. Okay. Call me. You can call me anything as long as you don't call me late for dinner, though. Okay. Well, that's the way we roll. In fact, we like to rock this way, and this one, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, cheer dancing breaks out here in the office every time it's played. Tell me about Rock This Way.
Well, I grew up listening to both country and classic rock. My mom was a huge Eagles fan, huge fan of Chicago, bands like that. And so I was going through a writer's slump again, and I thought I'd like to give myself little challenges. And I wanted to write an upbeat song that sort of was a nod to all of my favorite rock songs, classic rock songs growing up. And so my challenge was to see how many different songs I could possibly reference, and it still makes some semblance of sense to me. So that's what Rock This Way is. It's just a fun little honor to classic rock.
Well, I got to let you know, 2,479 requests so far. Tomorrow's going to go through the roof. It's really, and believe me, when we do these interviews, the next morning I go and have a look. The requests just go epileptic. It really, really does. So rock this way. I can foresee it being in tomorrow's breakfast show, and absolutely loving it. Sue Baker is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Sue. Let me introduce to you Jennifer Alvarado here at Galaxy, and rock this way. Gosh, it's hot in here. It really is quite warm in here. Oh, it's about 22 degrees C. Let me tell you what that is. And
I have no clue what that is. Is it in the 70s? Well, no, 22 degrees. Like in the office, it's 22.
I'm just bringing up the Hoogie. What's it now? 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
You were saying it's hot.
Okay. Outside?
Yeah, it's outside. Inside, add another 15 degrees for all the computers in here. And
Oh, yeah.
it
Hey there, Sue.
gets, honestly, a couple of years ago my bosses came to me and says, Grant, would you like a fan? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'd love a fan. What's her name? You know what I mean? I never get fans. I never do. So they got me a gold ear, and the selling point was that it's an oscillator.
Okay. Awesome.
Look, in the summertime, we adopt the Kiwi air conditioning system of open the window.
Oh.
Yeah.
How hot does it get there in the summer?
About 40. It has been 40.
Yeah, but that's rare.
It is rare,
Usually-
but it has
usually
been
about
40.
25 to
Look,
29.
last summer we didn't have a summer. We had 91 days of rain.
Oh.
Now,
It's like my.
you, of all people, might be able to understand this one. In the Bible it says it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and some dude built a boat, right?
Noah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guess what? It rained for 91 days and 91 nights here in New Zealand, or in the Bay of Plenty where we are. Didn't see a single boat.
They probably got covered up.
I think somebody got mistaken with the cubits. Literally. But having said that, and I think you'll appreciate this, you do realise that there's a lot of religion in the modern internet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. One particular member of the fold had to get up high so he could, get a reception. Of course,
Okay.
you know who I'm talking about? Yeah, he downloaded from the cloud onto his tablet.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's my favourite Jennifer Alvarado track at this time. I really, really do. And, well, Jennifer, believe me, I was told that, at least it was clean, right? Could have been a dirty joke, but I wouldn't do that to you. I really, really wouldn't. I respect you too much. I really do. Got to say hi to Wolf Milestone. Nice to have you on board, Wolf. It really, really is. And loving everything you're doing at the moment as well. Jennifer, would love to have you come back again. And again, I've asked you, would you do that? Now, having said that, we would love to be able to get those Christmas tracks from you, to be able to add them into the Christmas show that we have. Just wondering, though, would you entertain the thought of maybe coming back for a Christmas show that we have?
Of course, I would love that. Yeah, that gives me motivation to go get them done tomorrow.
Very, very cool. I'll get Barbara to keep you apprised of that one, because I think it's going to be a little while before we start looking at the guest list for that. But we do a marathon Christmas show
Awesome.
prior to the kickoff of the 4 days of Christmas here at Galaxy. Anyway, believe me, it's continuous music for that many hours, really. Believe me, we outdo the malls around here with our Christmas stuff. Really, love it.
Oh, no.
Anyway, having said that, please don't go anywhere just yet, because the staff are going to come along and rush the monitors now and want to do films and all this sort of stuff. You'll get a copy of everything we do today, and Barbara will put it into a movie. You'll get a copy of that as well. Got to ask you though, have you ever been a cartoon before?
I actually did a video a long time ago where I kind of did a cartoon feature on it, but no, I mean, I've never done the cartoon thing, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you're going to be now. Unfortunately, Barbara does put a few cartoons involved in it as well. She converts a few. I don't know how she does it, but she is so very talented at it, it's not funny. And besides, it's one of the few things that actually makes me look good.
That's not true.
Believe me, I think it is, very much. Well, you know, I used to duck television like crazy when I was working for Radio New Zealand. They always used to say, go on, let's get you on the breakfast show on, you know, television 1, 2 or 3. And I would duck it like crazy. No, wouldn't even go there, right? Because I have the perfect face for radio. Yeah, and then Barbara comes along with that devicey thing, and now I'm global everywhere. Not just in New Zealand.
Comfort zone.
I'm sorry?
She's trying to pull you out of your comfort zone.
Oh, she did that a long time ago, believe me. She really did. Yeah, she was my wife's bridesmaid too, by the way.
Okay.
And their birthday is on the same day. Which,
That's a lot of...
yeah, well, which coincidentally, would you believe, is our wedding anniversary day as well. Now, if you look at it like a male would look at it, you'd never forget the wife's birthday.
True.
There you go.
True.
It's self-explanatory. You get the whole enchilada. I get Barbara's birthday, my wife's birthday, and wedding anniversary all on the same day. Love that. One bunch of flowers, right? Fair enough. Jennifer, it has been an absolute pleasure to meet you, and would love to be able to follow you through your career, and looking forward to having Barbara discuss the magazine. It is called Lazy Indie Magazine, and believe me, it is fantastic. It's doing such a great thing, and believe me, behind the scenes too, he does festivals and stuff like that. There's a 3-day festival coming up in November for indie artists from around the world, you know, international indie artists, and believe me, they absolutely kick it out of the park. You never know, he might just ask you for the next one, number 3, coming up next year. You never know what might happen. In the meantime, I got to say thank you so much, and I feel very, very humbled to meet you, and I want to ask you again, please come back, please use the Facebook pages, please give us a voice drop, because we want to get behind you as much as possible. We absolutely love your work. But before we go, let's give a shout out for your recording studio. What do you reckon?
So I record in Morganton, North Carolina. It is called Bomb House Studios with Ricky Rodriguez.
Absolutely love that. We really, really do. And Ricky, you do such a great job. You really, really do. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, join me back here on the breakfast show between 5:30 in the morning and this time. Well, at 10 o'clock anyway. Barbara's going to be joining me about 6:30. I promised to make her a cup of tea. Join us there. From me, happy radio, everyone. Stay safe.
Galaxy 107 FM.